Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we saw like 15 different alternate endings or something. Like I don't even fucking know what we would just fucking watch. It existed though.
It was a waste of fucking time, bro.
Yeah, that was like a.
I'm glad it wasn't just me.
It was a really bad movie. I don't know. Like I'm confused. Here's the thing: the premise was actually interesting. I'm reviewing now. I'm reviewing the movie called "It's What's Inside" 2024. Interesting premise that I thought would somewhat pace themselves to leave us guessing of like who's in whose body and what are the motives, which I guess they did, but they did it in a like flashing image version of it, just flashing it past my face, like oh, and then you said you love Tammy, and then Tammy was like, I don't like that, and then they switched bodies back again, and then boom, actually secretly Tammy was actually Johnny, and Johnny was like playing you the whole time, and like, God, kill me now, God, what a runaround of nothingness. It's a bunch of like, I guess we're supposed to be into it for the gossip of it, like who. And are Johnny and Stacy still together? Like, what did I get out of this? I don't understand. It should have been primetime MTV or something. That's where it belongs. But I guess the attempt to make us guess things is where they were going. But like, I can see the difference between this movie and what's it called? Caddo Lake or Caddo Lake? Caddo Lake. Right, where I'm like actually like mentally like interested in and thinking about it, like oh time and where are they, who's doing what and when. This shit is just straight up like, all right, now that you know something's afoot, we will now play around with which character is which, and the motives of the characters will change all of a sudden for the sake of tricking us for the ending. And even though it was kind of straightforward, I guess. They tried to make it seem like alternate endings almost. Like we're watching Clue. Have you ever seen the old Clue movie? Like it's kind of like that. Fuck. Alright. So you know what we're talking about. The premise is guy who works for some tech thing, or he developed some tech thing with his buds. Create some sort of device that can switch people's bodies, switch consciousness from one body to another, right? That's an okay premise, especially in the realm of horror / sci-fi, right? If you're gonna like, oh, someone's gonna be devious here and use it to their advantage. But I guess with this movie, I don't know. They all act like kind of like idiots to where nothing's grounded. Like I don't know what to say about it. Like you can kind of assume what's going to happen because people switch bodies, right? Right, someone's going to die, and thus people are going to be trapped in the wrong bodies, and they're going to have to find a way to switch back. But also, there's these side motives of all the characters with their right. They all have relationships with each other, so they have like an interaction with each other. So they're like, oh, okay, Johnny cheated on me, so now I'm gonna switch bodies and fuck Stacy. Or something like that, right? Like, you can kind of guess what happens. And I'm not going to sit here and try to describe to you what actually happens. I guess you go watch it for yourself, but I don't recommend this movie at all. That's the thing. The premise is like that's a cool idea for like I guess a horror movie. Just like the other movie, what's it called? Fucking fuck. Whatever it's called, the movie where these three random people they happen to kill someone, and it's like, oh, what do we do after that? Like, okay, that's an interesting concept. This movie has an interesting concept. It's just the execution is for MTV pops shit, boring ass, terrible writing. But who cares as long as we find out who Johnny or Stacy end up with at the end? whose relationship like ends or begins. That's all that matters at the end. There's no stakes. There's no grippingness to it. It's just a hodgepodge of, I want to call it teenage drama, but that's what it comes off to me as, teenage drama. Awesome. Teenage drama, but they can switch bodies magically. Lovely. So, yeah, I'm not recommending this. I'm going to give this a grade of a 5.5. 5.5 out of 10. Because the beginning, it's just roping you in a bit, but then once they start revealing, then everything goes to shit. And then when they try to end the movie, it just keeps going further into shit to where it's like, is the writer scribbling off the page at this point? Is he like writing from a page to like on his desk now? All of a sudden, like just keeps going all the way off the fucking page. That's what it comes off as, and yeah, 5.5. Not very good. Not recommended. Interesting concept. Someone could do that better, though. Erase this movie from history. Someone take the concept and do something better with it. That is my recommendation. Teddy, do you want to say anything?
I agree with everything you just said, man. I'd give it about the same.
Someone could
5.5.
Someone could have did something with this, but these
100%.
guys are just like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, dude. Like,
And you
for
know
sure,
what?
dude.
What was the girl's endpoint? Like one of the main characters, her endpoint is like, you weren't even that into me, so you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Like, is that like supposed to be a payoff for me or something? It's funny, but is that a payoff for us? I don't know. So, yeah, okay. I assume you don't recommend. Do you have a grade or anything else you want to say?
Yeah, like probably same as yours. 5.5.
Okay.
Don't recommend for sure. It's a waste of time.
It started off like okay though, like right. We're like
Yeah,
sitting there
yeah,
guessing like
yeah.
who's who, right?
Yeah. It was interesting at the start,
It's not a bad concept.
but
Yeah,
fuck.
not bad. But it ends up being bad. There you go. All right. There's our review of what's inside. I remember you saying that during the movie, Teddy. I'm like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that could be an interesting concept. Like who, like
Yeah.
maybe they're gonna question who are we during this silly little horror movie.
Yeah.
But nah, it's about does Johnny love Sally, and if Johnny doesn't love Sally, what's Sally's revenge for it? That's kind of what we got.
Some teen drama shit.
MTV, bro. With it. All right, there's our review for It's What's Inside. Don't watch it.